So there I am on Charlie's Angels, my second day. First day was on some remake with those little Mini Coopers. I can't think of the name.
Hey guys, got a fun little video for you. So I was talking to Dan the Wolfman, lifetime martial arts. Make sure to check out his YouTube page, catchitsu.com. Also, I'll link his website and his training DVD if you want to pick it up from bjjfanatics.com, all in the description below. Anyways, a lifetime martial artist has a world of knowledge in the world of martial arts to impart. But anyway, this story was a time when he was living in Hollywood and he just happened to become the unofficial bodyguard of the Charlie's Angels, and this led into him actually meeting Mark Dacascos and Michael Jai White indirectly. But anyway, he talks about meeting those guys, shares a little info about them. So we talk about Mark Dacascos and Michael Jai White a little bit in this. Anyway, I thought it was a fun conversation. I hope you do too. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed, and let's get to that conversation I had with Dan the Wolfman.
When I was very first in Hollywood in 2002, at the end of 2002, early 2003, I was on Team Punishment with Tito Ortiz, helping him train for UFC 40 against Ken Shamrock, and then he broke up the team, and I happened to bump in Tank Abbott's trainer, and then I hooked up with Tank Abbott. Somewhere in there, I started doing background work, background acting. Like the first week I was like right away, as soon as I was staying at a youth hostel in Hermosa Beach. And they were filming Charlie's Angels 2,
Probably
I
the
think,
second one, yeah.
around the corner from me. And I happened to meet the right person. And bit of a funny story here, just briefly. She goes, "Tell me about yourself, blah, blah, blah." Like someone that just happened to be walking under the like caution tape, like must have been somebody. I did. She's like, "Hey, this is," I'm like, "What does a guy like me do? I love action movies. I want to be in movies, blah, blah, blah," hyped up. And she's like, "This is what you do. Go to Central Casting. You start being a background actor, blah, 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 blah." She goes, "If you register the next couple of days, I'll check on you and I'll get you put on." Boom. So there I am on Charlie's Angels, my second day. First day was on some remake with those little Mini Coopers. I can't think of the name. Second day, very next day, was working on Charlie's Angels 2. I show up and everyone's treating me like, "Hi, sir. How you doing?" I'm a young kid, skinny, good looking, muscles back then. I was, and everyone's like being super nice to me.
Nice.
And there's like 100, 150 dudes there, some with real I murdered people teardrops.
Okay.
This is a little weird. So finally they come up to me and like I got a sheet and mine's not the same color as everybody else's. Mine's a SAG voucher. I don't know what that means, but everyone's like, "You got a SAG voucher?" Everyone's like making a big deal of it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Finally, one of the PAs or assistants or whatever comes over to me. My job was like to be the unofficial bodyguard for Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu, because there was a stripping scene and we had 150 construction worker types. There were real construction worker types and real out of prison dudes that might get out of control seeing the Charlie's Angels strip. So literally all day long, I helped Drew Barrymore, who was so sweet, up and down the stage. Literally gave me her hand like this every time, and I was tempted to kiss it, but I didn't want to like lose my SAG voucher. Anyway,
Sure.
so then I find out like where the Charlie. It was a great day. It went 17 hours golden time. I made like a ton of money, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this stuff's awesome!" And I thought every day was going to be like that. Little did I know.
Sure.
But anyway, I found out that they were training wushu at the National Wushu Academy. So I roll down there the next week, and I end up training wushu, which I've never done, in the very same class of Mark Dacascos. And I think the second time I went was Mark Dacascos and Michael Jai White. So that's when I met them both. And Mark was super nice and super awesome. And I'm like the biggest guy in class, and I was really in shape with huge, thick legs, And he was like, "Man, we were walking out of the car afterwards," and Michael Jai White, and then Mark followed me out because he was parked by me, and we're talking on the way. He's like, "Man, you got really great kicks for really great high kicks and
Yeah,
flexibility."
because you're a black belt in Taekwondo originally, right?
Yeah, so that's how I started. It's a little harder nowadays after 40, but I'm hyper mobile once I warm up. I still
Sure.
can
Yeah.
kick high.
When
I
you
did
warm
that
up, you
a
feel
couple
like you're
months ago.
20 again. At least I do.
Yeah. But anyway, that's when I first went Michael Jai White and him. And about a year ago in Atlanta, on some sequel movie. I don't know. I think his character might have been or not been Black Dynamite character in it. I was on set and I asked him if I could sit by him for lunch. And then we just started talking like crazy martial art talk. So, I do this and then, I fought MMA a few times in jiu-jitsu. And so his eyes peek up and we're talking. And literally like lunch ended and he kept talking like another 25 minutes. And I kind of like was getting everybody in trouble. And I'm like looking around and people are like coming to him like, hey, we got to get back to shooting. And like, it was just me and him.
Yeah, that time
talking.
is money, man.
At one point we stand up and he kind of starts doing the Kimbo Slice thing he did with me, hitting the hand. And he did a couple little drills with me. And I do want to give the man props. He's very big, very athletic, very powerful. Power is a little different than strong. People call people strong, but he had quick, explosive power. And I go, this guy's legit, at least as a striker.
For more on that, make sure to check out a previous video I did with Dan the Wolfman called What's It Like Sparring Real UFC Fighters, where we talk about Michael Jai White, but we also talk about Dan's experience sparring real UFC fighters, champions like Fabricio Verdum, Lyoto Machida, etc. I'll link in the description below.
I'm just saying, he's legit and I'm giving him props.
Oh,
I would
sure.
love to work with him someday. I haven't heard from him since. He asked to take a picture with me. I've been hoping to get that picture from the set of us at the end of lunch. Like he actually said, no, wait, I want a picture with you. But I kind of let him know that one of his friends is one of my mortal enemies. I'm going to leave it at that. I wanted to be respectful and let him know that. And I'm like, hey, I felt like I should tell you, but he's like, why? He's great. We get along great. I'm like, thank you. I'd love to work with the guy. I think he's very skilled. I'm also depressed. I didn't absolutely love Hockey Rink Die Hard 2, whatever it was.
Sun Death. Welcome to Sun Death.
I liked his wife trying to stab him. His like legitimate wife trying to kill him with karambits. I thought it was pretty cool. But there was too much joke, that whole like jokester character.
Yeah, he didn't match the movie. That was stupid.
I didn't like that part.
Hey, if you guys want a really good breakdown on that, Welcome to Sudden Death and why it's so bad, I did a video comparing Jean-Claude Van Damme's original to the new one, and yeah, I broke it down. It's probably it's gonna be worse than you think. Which, funny enough, I mean, this is kind of the reason why I started this channel of making the 80s and 90s great again, because they make movies like Welcome to Sudden Death these days. Real quick though,
Mark Dacascos. Before we get off this, Mark Dacascos.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about him.
I never bumped into him again, but I had hoped to. I trained like MMA jiu-jitsu class on Saturdays at Muay Thai Academy in North Hollywood, and he would go there like early mornings. I'm a night owl, but I heard he would go there at like 5:30 and do Muay Thai. I love Crying Freeman. I haven't seen it in forever. Drive is one of the best action movies ever.
Only the Strong, man. You got to bring that up.
Only the Strong taught me to Jenga. I can fake it a little bit.
I like that. The capoeira. Everything starts out with the Jenga. It's pretty funny, doesn't it? It's the basis for moves like this.
Yeah, I can fake it a little bit. And I think his dad actually had a school in Michigan. And I think Mark or his dad had cut themselves with commas. I think they have a scar on their hand, if I'm remembering correctly. Before Mark got famous, I think I went to watch his dad's class. I might have that wrong, but I think so. I think I have that right, like as a teenager.
Oh, interesting. Hey, do you guys ever wonder why Mark Dacascos never blew up huge? He had so much potential, but he never became that big theatrical star like Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal.
Oh, he must be a loser then.
No, that's not it. He's quite anything but a loser. The fact is, I think his agent was a loser. So check out this video I did, top action movie stars of the 90s who weren't Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal. The segment I did on Mark Dacascos, which I'll link in the description below, I'll explain everything. Going back to Michael Jai White real quick, like when he talks about Kimbo Slice, and he talks about Kimbo Slice telegraphing a lot of his moves. Now, do you think Michael Jai White is skilled enough and should be telling a professional fighter how to improve? What do you think? Because you obviously are a lot more into this world than me.
Very fine line, because a non-fighter saying anything to a fighter is usually like a no-no. But he's a legitimate expert in his field of striking, I think.
Sure.
And after what I felt, I also have met Kimbo, and I think that they had enough of a rapport together that wasn't inappropriate. I think my eyes peaked up, like that was kind of weird the first time I saw the video years ago. But that doesn't mean he's wrong. That doesn't mean that people don't like my online personality, but the stuff I say is usually about 7, 8, 9 years ahead of its time. It doesn't mean what I say is wrong just because you don't like my online 2D typing personality that people say is near Aspergery, like I'm the accountant. I get it. I know who I am. It is what it is. So with the Kimbo thing, I think that was okay. And he kind of showed me some of that. And he is definitely right. We talked about that earlier in the Systema segment about being non-telegraphic. I mean, most MMA fighters load their shoulders. I mean, I see it. Problem is, a lot of MMA fighters have bad vision. They start fighting before they should be fighting. I have good vision. I see what's coming. I have perfect distance. And people in my sparring highlights and stuff are like, those guys aren't even trying to hit you back. I'm like, wow, that must be so funny. I go around the world to spar the top fighters in the world, and you think they're all just totally taking it easy on the outsider and not trying to hit me? No, it's because of my distance, my timing, my setups, and I'm
Yeah, you
going
got really
right
good fight IQ, obviously, from all the different broad, spectrum of training and all the different gyms and different styles. I mean, I'm trying to read your resume, and I can't even really I mean, there's too many styles you got listed, so that's why I asked you earlier. Like, do you just identify as a martial artist at this point? Because otherwise,
kind of when
you're gonna
guys
be
get older,
reading
like
a laundry list.
and get older, like MJ White, I don't like with the Kimbo thing. I don't think it's disrespect. I think it's honestly trying to help. Just like I honestly want to help people.
Speaking of Dan trying to help, make sure to check out his YouTube channel, Catch Jitsu, linked in the description below. He's got a lot of great videos, a lot of great tips on there. But if you really want to get serious, check out his Combatives and Street Jiu Jitsu system. It's over 4 hours of content. I'll link it in the description below if you want to get it from bjjfanatics.com. Aside from that, thanks so much for watching the video, sticking around till the end. Make sure to hit that like button if you didn't hit the like button yet. And I'm going to do some future videos with Dan the Wolfman, talking about all kinds of fun stuff like grappling with Judo Gene LaBelle, grappling with Joe Rogan, etc.